Hey everyone, it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today I'm going to be talking about Crash Course Intellectual Property. So, if you know us at all, you know that we love Crash Course and everything that John and Hank do on the show. And in fact, I've even done impressions of both of them, here and here. And they've been growing a lot over the past year, and which is super duper awesome, and they've been adding new subjects, but that means that they have to add new hosts, because obviously John and Hank can't do it all by themselves. But I was really skeptical at first, but I should have trusted them. I've been having a great time watching Sabrina doing Crash Course Kids, Wheezy Waiter doing Crash Course Politics, and in this case, Stan, yes, that's Stan, doing Crash Course Intellectual Property. Yes, it's the same Stan that John talks to off camera all the time, and one of the really funny things that happened is Stan tried to talk to Stan off camera in one of the earlier episodes, which was really funny. He's really funny, and I like him a lot, and I hope he teaches more craft courses in the future. So what is intellectual property? Someone's intellectual property is their right to their own creative work. For example, John Green owns The Fault in Our Stars. If you own a copy of the book, that doesn't mean you own the rights to The Fault in Our Stars. John Green owns the right because it's his intellectual property. So one of the cool things that I learned is how the Magic 8 Ball was patented, and it was patented as a liquid-filled dye agitator containing a dye with raised indicia on the facets thereof. Which is really funny because it sounds all fancy and it describes what a Magic 8 Ball is, and it's just really funny. I'm going to, I know several friends that have Magic 8 Balls, so I'm going to ask them, can we play with a liquid-filled dye agitator containing a dye with raised indicia on the facets thereof? And they'll probably be like, what? So what is a patent? A patent is a legal way to protect an invention. For example, the Magic 8 Ball is patented, so no one can make a Magic 8 Ball until the patent ends, which is usually 20 years from the day that the patent was filed. So learning about IP was really cool, as well as it tied into some of the things that were going on at the time we watched the series, which includes Toy Bonnie, a fan artist, and she got her art stolen, and it was really interesting because her art was a derived work off of Five Nights at Freddy's, which is copywritten, and then her art has its own copyright protections, even though it's derived off of Five Nights at Freddy's, and then someone stole that and claimed it as their own and pretended to be her, and then she could go after that person legally, and it was really cool just to see that long chain of how that copyright works. So one of the forms of intellectual property you've probably heard of the most is copyright. And Crash Course IP covered this really well because I now understand what copyright is more than this is copywritten, so you can't use it. Copyright is the ownership of certain forms of creative works, like names or phrases. For example, Mattel copyrighted Monster High and Claudine Wolfe, so no one can sell anything called Monster High or Claudine Wolfe until the copyright ends, which is usually the life of the owner plus 70 years. Some people think that we can't have the internet and copyright at the same time, which is the wrong thinking. We just have to find a balance between the two. Right now there are people on the internet who post movies and songs that are copyrighted, and they post them online for free, which is also wrong, but hopefully we can find a way to stop that. Even though it's going on right now, hopefully we'll be able to find a way to stop that and to find that balance in between the copyright and the internet. So another cool thing that happened is Crash Course IP helped me understand a little bit more about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or TPP, and what's going on is, well, there's a lot of things going on, but one of the things that was going on is different countries have different copyright rules, and everyone's trying to get on the same page right now, so we have the same kind of copyright rules. And people are getting mad and thinking that everyone's being too aggressive on it, and Crash Course IP helped me understand more kind of what was going on there, and more about copyright rules in themselves. And one of the really cool things about Crash Course is Crash Course helps me understand more about current events that are going on, and I really love that. So the last cool thing is that while we were watching the playlist, there was a ruling that the Happy Birthday song isn't protected like it used to be. So some company, a long time ago, decided that they just came out and then they said that they owned the Happy Birthday song. So that's why when you go to a restaurant and they sing Happy Birthday, they start singing up their own made-up version, because if they sung the actual Happy Birthday song that we all know, they would have to pay this company, and until a very recent ruling, no one could sing that without paying the money, but now the rulings decided that everyone can sing the Happy Birthday song, so now they can sing it in movies and in restaurants and stuff like that. I never knew why they sung different versions of the happy birthday songs in different restaurants, but now I know that the happy birthday song was protected, and now it's not because of the crash course, and that's pretty cool, right? So even though the playlist was really short, it helped me get a really good basic understanding of intellectual property. There'll be a link in the doobly-doo to the intellectual property playlist. It's really good, and it's definitely worth checking it out. So if you really like what we're doing, please press the subscribe button. It would really help us out. So yeah, thank you for watching, and it's tomorrow. Bye! And Stan, don't think that there's not an impression coming. Look at the set behind me.